All right, folks, House Party 5v5's last game of the night. Appreciate everybody coming out. Breaking Bard going to be on the blue side. Hands of God going to be on the red side. And we've already got our bands coming out. Jana LeBlanc, Lee Sin for Hands of God. Breaking Bard going to take out Nidalee, Zed, and Sejuani. With me, co-casting this game, is my trusty friend Dave.
What's going on, ladies and gents?
That was a crazy game we had previously. Wow, it ran over an hour, and there was just no way to tell what was going on at the time.
I know, it was all over the place to the point where I was like, I couldn't even catch, I was trying to, figure out what, because, coming, as, analyzing a game as, a caster, you tend to, look in the future, okay, what's the next step for this team, where should they be focusing, where should their wards be, but it got to the point where I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to pay attention to what they're going to do next, and it just got so to the point where it was follow, you could really follow the flow of the game because it was just all over the place, but it really was one of those fantastic games to watch. It was great. I loved watching it. It was definitely one of my favorite games to watch right now. So, but jumping into this game.
Yeah, we're shaping up to have something interesting happen here. Ben is actually going to be picking up the Ezreal. That's a new pick for him.
Yeah, I've not seen him play Ezreal, but I'm one of those strong believers in Ezreal still being a good pick for ADC. Yeah, he is kind of better in the mid lane, but I mean, he was even played today by oh man, I can never remember his name, the Fanatics ADC. He played it today over in EU, and I mean, played it pretty well. So so yeah, okay. Anyway, but either way, it was a great game. I'm sorry, I'm trying to look back. Oh, Steelback, that's his name. Steelback played Ezreal ADC today over in EU. So overall, I still think Ezreal is really good. He has really good kite potential. He has so many different build paths to the point where you can't really tell where he's going to go next. So it gets up to the point where you're just really unsure of what's going to be happening and what he's going to be playing. But I do want to look at the bot lane because we kind of have an idea. It's going to be Lulu Ezreal versus Lucian Annie, and I really like Lucian Annie. It's probably one of my favorite bot lanes because you can go super aggro level 1 onwards. You don't have to wait for a level 2 spike or anything, and it's always fun to watch that. But against a Lulu Ezreal has so much escape and mobility and utility overall just because of shield coming out of Lulu, the polymorph and everything. So it's not going to be an interesting bot lane to watch.
Yeah, you've got the all-in engage burst on the red side. Breaking Bard are definitely going to want to drop a huge AoE stun and go in there with some Lucian Qs. Just get that passive practice, that Lucian passive as much as possible. But at the same time, you're taking a look at the other side, and yeah, they've got a lot of utility, a lot of kiting potential, a lot of ways to do some sneaky stuff and get around the all-in that's going to be brought from the red side.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, okay. I think Mashari is just trying to go slow with Panda.
Teaching us how to do this. Thank you very much, Simrim.
Oh God.
Yep.
And over and over again. Okay. Alright, anyway.
Alright, that got taken care of.
Yeah, I just had to mute. I had to change the settings. Anyways, going back to in-game teams, looks like we're seeing a Jarvan, Shyvana, Jarvan in the jungle, which I always enjoyed loving. I loved Jarvan meta when it was back late season 4. It was basically all of season 4 Jarvan was being played, but I always loved watching Jarvan. It's one of my favorite junglers to play and watch. And Shyvana, I love this tank meta. I'm a big fan of tanks. I love watching it, especially when it's both jungle and top laners. It gives AD carries a little bit more of a something to be scared of, and that's always fun to watch. So, but looks like Slacking's taking the Scion, and we got Mashari or Apricot the feeder on his Rek'Sai. Nidlee's been banned against him almost every time, and I'm still unsure if it's really worth it. But overall,
yeah, Italy has fallen off a little bit. Still a really strong champion, and if somebody's got a really good command of that champion and knows how to work
Definitely
the different
Apricot.
abilities together, then I could see it. But given everything else that's up on the table, the Scion I would definitely consider more of a threat. But we'll see how it works out. Composition-wise, there is not a lot going on for Hands of God. I really have to give this to Breaking Bad on their team composition. They've got a lot of damage, a lot of engage and up front, and the ability to kite and peel as well. And crowd control-wise, Penguins isn't bringing anything to the table. Gingerfi's not bringing anything to the table. Neither is Ben. And Arya Lovers, okay, situational crowd control. Once it's blown, it's down for the entire team fight. So you're basically looking at Hellbizzle with a little bit of soft crowd control and a few pieces of hard crowd control to bring to the fights. And I don't really think that's enough. I think Hands of God have painted themselves in a corner with this composition here. If we take the Summoner Hiders off, we'll see that they have committed to the top lane teleport smite Shyvana as well. So, if they can get that steam rolling and working and get Penguins fed in the top lane, but fed against Slaking on Scion, I'm not sure how much of a stretch that is.
oh yeah, definitely. And I kind of like how Shyvana was banned against Ping in the first game, and now, yeah.
Now we get to see it.
Yeah, you get to see the Smite TP.
We get to see if it was worth the ban.
Smite TP first. Yeah, that is the true question, because you never know if something's worth the ban. It might be something scary, it might be something scary in theory, but end up just not working. I mean, he might have only played this like twice or 3 times, but we really don't know. He might have been spamming it in solo queues. So, in all honesty, we really don't know if how much he's been playing of it. But it's definitely good to actually be able to see it come out in a real game.
We'll see how it works once we hit the Rift, guys. Caster's going to take a short break, and we will be right back as soon as we get into the action. Stick around, more to come.
to Summoner's Rift.
All right, everybody, welcome back. House Party 5v5 Saturday League. Last game of the night, Hands of God on the blue side, Breaking Bard on the red side. And it looks like we've got our pause coming out. House Party 5v5 wouldn't be anything without the pauses.
Someone lagging or something.
Or something.
Mostly something, but overall. But so yeah. Rek'Sai versus Jarvan. I don't know. I kind of like stopped playing around the time Rek'Sai came out. I was there for like the first week or two where he was like really good and then really bad, and I was like, okay, I liked him as a jungler, but I feel like Rek'Sai is probably one of the biggest potentials for the fact that not only does he have probably he has one of the best ults in the game when you think about it, because you gotta look at Rek'Sai as he has like a free teleport in his kit. I mean, granted, it's the cost of a CD and his ultimate, but having a free teleport like that is really good. So I gotta give him. I really like seeing Rek'Sai being played, and I mean, this is the first time I've seen Rek'Sai being played within House Party 5v5. So definitely want to see how it works out, and something to be scared of, especially when you have Mashari on it or Apricot. And I've always seen him as probably one of the better junglers within the league. So definitely gonna be scary coming out of Breaking Bard.
Yeah, Rek'Sai's ultimate is not something that performs really stellar when you're behind. It can be excellent when you're ahead because you're leaving your tunnels all behind your enemy, and you can use that to position yourself for a really nice flank in a team fight or something like that. If you're from behind, you kind of find that those tunnels don't pop up where you need to, so your ultimate really is used to get you back out on the map quicker as sort of a lower cooldown teleport, and you're not really using it in team fights to bring power to team fights. That being said, on the other hand, the other abilities of Rek'Sai just come through in a team fight so much. There's a lot of utility, a lot of damage, really. And couple that with the ability to see people through the fog of war so long as they're moving. I think it's a really well-balanced champion, and I can see why a lot of people are taking Rek'Sai into the jungle. I can see why that champion rose to prominence in the metagame, and like you, I'm curious to see what Mashari is going to bring to the table.
Definitely. No, it's always nice to see Ari Lover come bring out the J4. I haven't seen it at all. I haven't seen it even in analysis, or maybe a game I wasn't part of, but I mean, just like, wow. It's definitely one of those things where I just haven't seen it in a while. So overall, definitely getting the game started. Fly near the top side of the map, probably just get the ward down, ping over there as well, having my TP, so interesting what he starts out doing. He did start off with the Ruby Crystal like he did when he played Shen earlier today. Fly walking in the bush against ping, that W does a lot of damage, so he definitely needs to go back after that.
I'm not sure what the Ruby Crystal is going to be doing for Penguins up top. I don't feel like as a starting item that's really going to give him a lot of what he needs. He doesn't need to survive longer with more health. You take a look at Slaking. He's got 3 potions plus a flask in his inventory. He's in this for the long haul. He's going to be able to sustain through everything that Penguins brings. And at the end of the day, when Penguins is 180 damage down off that Ruby Crystal, that's health that he's not going to get back until he goes back to base. But we'll see how it plays out for him. If Penguins can get some early aggression onto Slaking, he might be able to come up with something here. Looks like Slaking is going to start on the Raptor camp. Meanwhile, Penguins is starting on the Raptor camp as well. So both are going to get that level, that really big level 1 spike. Level 2 spike.
I love this. I love the Scion thing where you go to a camp, get executed, kill the camp because of death. I remember when this was first done. I remember watching because I was watching I think it was either Medios or High. It was one of the C9 streamers, and Balls did this, but he did it differently. He walked into the mid tower and then he went to his wolves and then just died quicker and was able to clear it out quicker. And it just ended up becoming meta. When you start as top lane side, you just die to the wolf or camp. Oh man, that flash coming out though. And Ignite. Oh, the heal and the flash coming out from Kuro, and that is the first blood coming out from Finite. Finite's able to keep it up. Might actually, oh no, he does not get a stun off, but they're able to get a lot of damage off of Hellbissel as well. But wow, great trade. That was very unexpected from coming from that flash from Finite level 2.
What happened there is Breaking Bard. Well, okay, I'll tell you what happened there. Likely been disconnected in the middle of that. Yeah, Breaking Bard.
Come on, no name.
Went in really hard onto that. They dropped quite a bit on the level 2, and I really feel like Ben wasn't prepared for the level 2. He might have been lagging a little bit before he hit this disconnect. So, unfortunate for Hands of God. That is the way the cookie sometimes crumbles.
Yep, unfortunately, that's what happens. But overall, it was a great trade coming out from Breaking Bard. I mean, they just knew exactly when they were hit. Like, literally, as soon as the creep died, Flash stunned, and Kuro and Ignite, and Kuro was able to come in for the kill. I mean, all the summoners were blown bot lane from Breaking Bard except for the heal from Kuro, but then again, all the summoners from Lisa, Ben blew all of his summoners as well. So overall, not a bad trade. Definitely getting the first blood's worth it. So Ping going super aggressive top lane, but slacking. You know, putting down the axe, not letting him walk forward.
Yeah, this is not going to be that wet noodle fight that we tend to see happening a lot in top lane. Both of these guys have the capability to do each other some pretty decent damage.
The charm coming out. Boy, I might actually be able to do some DP.
Doesn't look like he's going to be able to have enough follow-up to go through with that one, but yeah, still some pretty good damage. Really, Ginger's, yeah, he's got to be careful. He's going back to his AC. Does not want to eat another one of those charms.
Yeah, but Slacking just keeps on hitting this axe down on the ground and knocking Ping up in the air over and over again. He needs to be careful because that axe does do a lot of damage. Like you said, this is a top lane where you expect a lot of damage coming out from both top laners. And really no wet noodle. It's mostly very, very dry noodles hitting each other. So, something to watch out for.
It looks like we are getting some attention top lane, and I think, yeah, Mashari was spotted out by a ward. Really good ward from Penguins there, staving off that gank.
Definitely, and Ari Lover is able to use his Raptor buff and clear out a ward and bot Tri-Bush coming at that Breaking Bard. We're able to push up and place Ginger, getting actually a lot of damage down on Hoi Hoi. Slacking, just doing a lot of damage. Mashari coming up for the gank though. Pig get cut off, another knockup coming down, and that's a smite as well, and Slacking able to pick off the kill and kill out Mashari. Well played, well done gank with the tunnels coming through from behind the tower. I didn't even notice that. I thought he just came through the river, but that tunnel, I mean, if you look at it on the map real quick, it's wow, that's a long tunnel, and right behind the tower, and actually was able to dodge the tower, so he didn't even get a shot done on the tower. So overall, well done by Mashari, be able to clean that up. Look at back in the mid lane, or bot lane actually. Ben and Hellbissel are actually able to push up against Kuro and Finite. They really need to be careful though, because I mean, if Finite has a stun, they're going to be able to out-trade Lulu and Azrael pretty easily.
Looks like a failed gank from Mashari here. Mashari never coming in, he's bringing out some surprising damage.
Mashari actually might be dead here. Oh, yep, that's a dead little monster. Poor Rek'Sai.
So what happened in that top lane gank, I think, was really, really important. Mashari got spotted out by that ward, but instead of backing off, he used the knowledge of where the ward was to redirect himself and go somewhere different, and that was just a great tunnel getting in behind. It was a surefire kill, and Slaking didn't even blow his flash. He knew he was gone. He didn't even blow his flash trying to get out. He knew that was pretty much sure deal.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said before, Ben and Hellbill's are actually able to just poke out this Lucian and Annie out of the bot lane, and actually Flyknight was able to go back and got his Moby Boots already. Moby Boot Rush on basically any support right now, besides a few, is just one of my favorite things. I do it on every support. Nautilus, Leona, Annie, hell, even Janna. I'll pick up the quick Moby Boots, and it's one of my favorite things to buy. And he actually looks like he's coming in for the mid lane gank, knowing that Lucian is able to hold it off in the bot lane by himself, especially since Ben just went back. Rek'Sai's here as well. Ginger might be in a bad position right here. Gets the knockup from Mashari. Flyknight's able to get the stun, and Hoi Hoi, uh-oh. Well, it's not going to do much for you when you're going to die. Took a second, but...
That was
Ginger's
another one
down.
of those ganks. And he just showed up at exactly the right time. And a lot of successful ganks in this game have come from an alternative angle, so to speak. An unconventional gank path, and Mashari's chosen a few really good opportunities to get in so far. That gank mid just completely bypassed any vision system that Blue Team had.
Ping actually has a Gromp buff right now. Flyknight's even in the top lane for the gank. Got the stun off, but Ping was able to fly away as a dragon.
So yeah, that is overall, that is another advantage of having that smite. You can take that buff in, but it looks like it's a good gank here.
Oh wow, Mashari just gets off a really good gank on Ping again.
And once
same
again,
with
same
Flyknight.
spot.
Yeah, Flyknight's just all over the map, getting ganks, putting pressure on the map as his support, and you know, he was able to get his Moby Boots. Uh-oh. Hoi Hoi Panda going aggressive. Gets his Ignite off on Ginger and able to get off that kill. One thing people don't realize is if you get ignited, you should not be pulling. I believe White Nerdy, or I forget who brought this up. I think it was White Nerdy that brought this up. But if you're ignited, you don't pull, because you're actually going to lose more health, and it's actually worse for you than just trying to walk away. So overall, just... keep that in mind in the future if you ever decide to play Lucian, but definitely something to be worried about. And that is kind of one of the reasons why Ginger died. Granted, Hoi Hoi did have a lot of 2 more actives of the Spirit Rush, I believe, or 1 more at least. So
there was a big outplay there. Hoi Hoi held his charm. He did not lead with it, and it paid off really handsomely for him. He waited until as soon as Gingerbread came out. Of course, we got this action going on.
TP coming down. Oh, the TP was actually cancelled, but Helpless might be dead here. He got the Sun off Fly, and Kuro with the passive coming from the Piercing Light as well, and they're able to trade out that kill.
What we're
really
seeing
well done.
is Breaking Bard just straight out playing Hands of God in all the lanes here. It's, you're seeing some really great jungle action. The laners, meanwhile, are holding their own, and some of them are even getting fed on their own as well. Take a look at the CS difference in the bottom lane. We've got 20 between Kuro Sakai and Ben. Kuro has a kill up as well. Look at the top lane. Another 20 plus CS lead. So just stellar play all the way around through the lanes from Breaking Bard, and I don't see Hands of God really being able to bring it back in the same phase. They're going to have to switch their alternative.
Great charge coming out from Hoi Hoi. Oof. That was a lot of damage off on Hoi Hoi there, coming out from the charm hitting. And Mashari actually getting the red smite off on Ari Lover. Stun hitting from Flyknight. And that is a dead Jarvan.
That is why
to red smite.
That is why Jarvan is been considered by many to be a tier 2 jungler these days. You just look at the amount of gap closing, damage, utility that was put on display in that team fight right there from Bashari.
Yeah, definitely. And calling coming out from Kuro, getting a good amount of damage off on Ben and Hellbizzle. Oh wow, yeah, trying to cancel that. Oh man, what a great pass to convert from Kuro, and Pearson like just missed Ben, but overall, great play by Kuro. Tibbers coming out as well as the Lulu ult, but Kuro is actually able to get a lot of damage off, as well as Fly Knight with Tibbers, I guess, passive AoE damage that comes out. But great play to be able to pick up the Hellbizzle. That was even through the Lulu ult, so very well done coming by Kuro and Fly. But Fly is in a risky position. He definitely get Cataclysm. Kuro eat forward, took a tower shot, 1v1ing Ben and the fight going on in the mid too, and Jin was actually able to get killed.
Not wait with the charm
Wow.
that time around, and that cost him.
And Kuro just got a double kill bot lane.
Kuro is just playing this so smart. He's really showing his strength in the role against a player that is widely known as one of the better AD carries in the league as well. So Ben's no pushover, and Kuro is just, well, he's pushing him over. So it really shows how cohesive Breaking Bard is as a team, and just how talented they are in their individual lanes.
Definitely. And yeah, that Ezreal damage just was not enough to really. I don't know. It's just impressive. I mean, it went to the mid lane. I actually dragged my camera back down and just watched them outplay both the Jarvan and the Ezreal as a Lucian. That's pretty impressive. So overall, great play by Kuro. But Fly Knight looks like he's trying to be a little aggressive in the enemy jungle, getting wards down as well. They also got the first dragon of the game, about 10 minutes. It was about 12 minutes. So
I think we're starting to see this fall apart for Hands of God. Their team composition just not really coming through well for them. Take a look. What is their objective as a team at this stage of the game? Really good charm of Gingerfied. Take a look at it. What is their objective?
Yeah. The Shard's coming in through too behind. Knock up as well, right into the pool, but that is a dead Vladimir if I've seen one. Jucarino, but no Cappuccino. So Kuro getting the piercing life off on Hellbizzle. And oh wow,
look at those critical hits.
Culling. Wow, flash coming out from Ben to stop the culling. Great play. Gotta give your love to some support sometimes.
What can Hands of God do? They're getting out damaged and outplayed in this bottom lane. Kurosakai and Fly Knight are on top of the engage. Fly Knight knows his champion. He knows his capabilities and how to manage his cooldowns and his stun. And they're really using it to great effect. Take a look at the other side. Hands of God not bringing much to the table. Ezreal is not a damage-dealing type of AD carry. His strengths lie in his utility. In a poke composition, it would be fantastic. Vladimir is just one of the worst when it comes to a poke composition. Add to that the fact that Penguins and Ari Lover are completely useless if you're trying to go for poke. And it's like this team is struggling with an identity crisis.
Halting, Ping. Mashari's kind of caught in a bad spot right here. Ping is actually flashing, or not flashing, but ulting towards him. Mashari getting smited. He actually is dead from the ping. Slacking might be able to 1v2 here if he gets a good Q off. Gets a knockoff. Oh no, he gets a slow off. Kitty. Oh, this is so risky. Wow, the flash Q as well. He's so slowed. I don't know, he's getting so close. There you go, the shield blow up. Dong Lover getting knocked up as well. Oh man. And Fly Knight coming around the corner too, getting the stun. Tibbers off. Another kill going over to Slack. And
so
wow,
yeah, really
great
good
1v2
individual performance coming out from Breaking Bard there. Slaking knew exactly what he was doing in that situation. He played it to the best of his advantage. Knew that Penguins and Ari Lover both were not high enough health to deal with him, and really he's become a monster. He's 4-1. He's up in farm by 26 CS, and that's just at 15, 16 minutes into the game. That is a huge lead. I would expect to see Slaking taking this this lead that he has on this champion and using it to push, bully, and completely dictate the pace of the game. You take a look at this. He's right up in the middle of the enemy jungle here. Ari Lover goes in on him with the EQW, and it does nothing.
Yeah, his damage and overall potential right now to catch anyone else is kind of low, but Getting some damage on Mashari, trying to keep him out of their own jungle, because kind of don't want to Rek'Sai to have any tunnels up in your jungle, because that really can be bad in the end, because you know him being able to ult from the pool would be really bad. But overall, looks like they're just trying to either try to figure out what they need to do next, or try to figure out if Dragon's up soon. What they don't really have a timer for it, so they're trying to at least get some type of vision around it and clear up at least some of the pink wards that are placed around Dragon to try to catch up in some type of way. I mean, it is about a 5k gold lead over to Breaking Bard, so kind of need to be pretty careful.
On Hands of God's side, 2 smites. If they set up for this Baron appropriately, which take a look at the wards that Hands of God have dropped, really got to give it to him on the coverage. Everybody on the team is participating. The entire mid-section of the map is just lit up. If they play this right, there's no reason they have to give a Dragon over to Breaking Bard. The problem is, you take a look at your cost versus your benefit here, and even if Hands of God are able to pull off a Dragon, which with 2 smites right next to it, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to, what are you going to trade back in exchange for it? Will Hands of God end up giving over 1 kill, 2 kills? What is an acceptable amount of loss at this stage of the game?
Oh, Tibbers going out. Helpos was getting caught even though he got ulted. Ari Lover getting an EQ off, but getting critted by Kuro. Great charm coming out from Hoi Hoi Panda, but can't really do much when you have against Vladimir, who's just going to heal most of his health back up in the creeps. But Breaking Bard trying to break down the spot tower. Ben getting a good Q off, but Piercing Light plus passive from Lucian. Just a lot of damage, especially when you get crits off. So
there's absolutely nothing Ben can do at this stage. Take a look at Infinity Edge, Brutalizer, already built.
Oh man, that canceled TP. He won't play coming out. Fly Knight's definitely dead here, but actually might be able to get Ignite off on Kuro. Uh-oh. Ben needs to be careful here. Ping Slacking just dueling out in the top lane as well. Slacking actually TPing, and Ping has no way to cancel it either since he just ulted as well. Slacking in the bot lane, Mashari is pretty low too, getting EQ'd. Missed, but they're able to get the Cataclysm, but able to tunnel out. What a great play. Misses the Q. That has to be depressing. Mashari just coming back in. I don't know what he was doing. Uh-oh. This is kind of... Oh, bad by
Our Lover and Hellboy's gotta be careful.
Oh, and he gets polymorphed, so his Q doesn't even get off. Ping just pushing up this top tower. Should be able to get this. Next minion wave is pretty far off, but he has enough damage and he's pretty tanky, where he should be able to just kill this minion wave, and the minion should be able to kill this tower with ease. That charm going off on Ari Lover. Hoi Hoi Panda. Ignite him as well. Wow. Great catch from Hoi Hoi.
Really good catch.
And that is another Dragon going over. Great crit coming from Kuro. Being able to stop that top tower push. And Mashari actually ulting to the Dragon pit. Secure their second Dragon in the game.
That is another Dragon for Breaking Bard. They're absolutely dominating this game. I gotta hand it to Hellbizzle. He has really pulled out some impressive polymorphs this game. But look at this 1v1 we got going on here.
That calling though. Oh man. That calling.
That was just completely missed.
Tibbers coming out.
The shutdown gold does end up going over to Gingerfly, but he is going to pay with his life for chasing that one down. Still a 1-for-1 exchange, well worth it when you consider the shutdown, but still plenty of ground left to make up here. I'm not sure what Hands of God can do to turn things around. They need to start using this double smite to their advantage, pressuring some of these objectives, Baron, Dragon, something here to make it.
They weren't even able to get their red buff. So even having double smite, so but oh well. They're at least able to maybe clean up these wards here and take control back of their jungle. Someone was pinging Dragon, but I don't think they know it's gone. Mashari just kind of waiting around the mid lane. Their Breaking Bard just seems like they're just trying to figure out, okay, we're in the lead. How do we take advantage of this? How do we close out this game? That's kind of what they're doing right now. Fly Knight clearing out the wards in the enemy jungle. When the support's able to just walk into the enemy jungle, place wards, and clear out wards with ease, you kind of know when you're in the lead. Because being a support, you kind of don't really have the... You can't really get away unless you're playing some high mobility support, which really doesn't exist unless you're playing Nautilus. But either way, being able to just walk in the enemy jungle with ease is probably one of the best things as a support. Kind of gives you an idea, kind of realize that you're ahead at that point.
Penguin's finding
Penguins get caught.
something there. Slaking and Gingerfire are just duking it out up here, and Slaking just, despite the fact that he's getting pushed back, he doesn't care, and that's letting Breaking Bard push up onto this turret and really get some good pressure going in there. The top lane turret was lost, but honestly, the amount of gold that is on Gingerfied compared to the rest of his team, he's the one they need down there fending off these 4-man assaults. And Ari Lover not in a good spot.
Actually he's able to get away. Wild growth coming out from Helbizzle saves his life there, luckily. But they're just going to rotate to the mid lane and get down this tower, hopefully.
So that should be enough minions to put enough damage down onto this turret. Penguins can't really offer anything back, and they're just going to have to concede that one over.
And just going to take control of their jungle. Knowing that they have double smite, if you just take control of their jungle and take away those jungle creeps, it's kind of easy in that sense. But
I think Breaking Bard at this point is just looking at the game and saying, okay, how do we survive for the next 7 minutes without throwing the game so that we just win automatically?
Yeah, you can definitely see it there. They're just trying to take as many towers as they can. Gingerfight just getting demolished with all the damage coming out from Hoi Hoi and Kuro. Another knockout coming out from Slacking. Good calling, get a little bit damage here and there. Ben's kind of far up, but they need to be a little bit careful here. They need to... Uh-oh. Well, miss flash there coming out from Ben.
The amount of poke damage coming from Breaking Bard here is really surprising. They're really doing a lot more poke than Hands of God are. Now we've got
knockout coming up on Ping. Same for Slacking, ulting actually. And Argon, we're off. Or Fly Knight getting this off. They just, get the tower, try to go aggressive as well, and they really just want to get as much as they can before they leave. And Slacking getting pretty low. Ben actually might be able to kill him there. Ult coming out. Oof. Getting pretty low there. That's pretty close.
That looks like this one's going to last for a little bit longer. But at this point, blue side still in possession of all of their inhibitor turrets, but the lines have worn down to that nub, and Hands of God going to have to be really careful with how they proceed for the rest of the game. Really, it's down to Breaking Bard to throw this one. This is their game to lose, Dave.
Yeah, definitely. They have to throw really hard. And I've seen some throws today, but it would have to be worse than the throws I've seen today. They have to really, really try. They basically be like, all right, we don't want to win this game to really lose this game at this moment. So, they're 10k gold ahead, 6 towers to 2 dragons. Dragon's going to be up in 30 seconds. They're going to take control of that, and that's going to be their 3rd dragon of the game, and they should be able to close off with that, hopefully, and or at least get an inhib or an inhib tower or some way of securing the game. But Hoi Hoi is going to be able to pick up his blue buff. 18 seconds till dragons spawns, so hopefully they can do what they do to secure that. Even
really
with the double smite.
I'm really impressed with Hoi Hoi's play this game. He was up against Gingerfied, and Ginger is no pushover himself, but Hoi Hoi's really come through this game. He's got a good amount of kill participation and interaction here, and against an opponent that I expected going into this game to just completely demolish him. He's actually mitigated his losses fairly well. He's only died one time. He's up at 6.
Ping getting caught. Tibbers coming out as well. I don't know if that's the person going to blow up, but Ginger gets float up in the back line. Ezreal coming out as well. Help is getting low. Ping is just falling over, even with all the stuff blowing on him, such as Wild Growth and Slacking just chasing on Ben at the moment. Hopefully, nope, Flash does not get the knockout. But yeah, they were able to pick off both Ginger and Ping. Ping had a lot blown on him in reference to abilities. He had Wild Growth. They blew Tibbers on him. They blew Scion Ultimate as well. And they kind of they wanted the dead, which I can understand. It looks like they're going to try and get Baron here.
Mashari went back.
Yeah, this is really risky.
Critical. That could be a huge mistake. Nope. Take it back. He's got the ultimate.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Free teleport on Rek'Sai. Kind of hard to really use that. Sun coming out. Ari Lover dies before he's able to even get away.
That's just what I see Jarvan's doing a lot of these days, is dying when they're in the middle of their flag and drag, whether it's to engage or to escape. Usually before they're done with the animation, they're dead. And it's really unfortunate. I don't think the Jarvan played in this composition at all for Hands of God, but they're trying to make this work. It's just, it's a really tough time for them. Breaking Bard are playing at 100%. They have everything going for them. They are on top of their A game tonight, and I don't think Hands of God came prepared to play.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see it with just how Ginger. Not sure what he was planning there, but
I think at this
blown to sign all.
Oh, at this stage,
we even see coming out from Danny. Tibbers coming out as well. Lulu all blown on him as well, and knock up. It really doesn't matter. Can't really get away. Even with the Wild Growth coming out on top. Slow hitting up on a Helpazil. Stun on Annie too. That's a stun into a knock up into another knock up, and Shari on a rampage because of that. They might be able to. They got the mid tower down. Kuro was able to split push the whole time there, and Slacking and Kuro are going to be able to. They just want this tower. Maybe kill as well. Kuro actually might be dead here. Oh no, he's able to get away. That was a lot of tower damage. You get stuck in a cataclysm like that, he's pretty close.
So Breaking Bard going where they want, doing what they want, taking what they want, killing who they want. It's not a good game for Hands of God at all. Gingerfied,
definitely not.
Yeah, I think he might be in tilt territory at this point.
All hail the Tilt Lord.
He's got the most kills on his team, also the most deaths, no assists. It's one of those really shaky Gingerfied games. That's what he's done. He's capable. What he does, he's capable of doing really good things and really terrible things as well.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna end this game here. Coming out from Slapton, just push down the rest of these towers. And
with that Nexus
7 kills to 30 kills. Oh man.
A pretty one-sided game, I'd say. Hands down the most one-sided we've had tonight. Probably the most one-sided we've had in Season 2 so far.
Definitely. I could tell. It was a very tilt-worthy game, and we ended up with Ezreal having 6 tiers. So, overall, still a fun game to watch. I always like seeing the early game, especially when you have a Lucian Annie that were able to hit that level 1 kill, which really kind of was the big turning point for today's games, or for that game specifically. So overall, great game.
Excellent
great games tonight overall too.
We're really happy with these games tonight. They've been a hell of a lot of fun to watch. Unfortunately, we were not able to get to our Industrious Gaming versus Acme Corporation game. We ran a little long due to pauses, a few games starting late, and one of our games going over an hour. So we're going to have to push that one off until next week, but we will be back Saturdays, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, jump in the House Party 5v5 channel. We're always doing solo league games. We're always messing around and just having fun in Earth and whatever other game modes. In fact, we're going to play some Werewolf later tonight, hopefully. If you want to get in on that, join the Werewolf channel. Anyhow, appreciate everybody coming out. If you haven't got a chance to join in yet, it's free. There's nothing stopping you. Join the chat channel. Get on TeamSpeak. Talk with the guys. Become one of the crew. Get picked up next season. Play on a team. Get your game shoutcasted. The world's wide open to you. Hit up houseparty5v5.com for more details. We're also on Reddit. Houseparty5v5 is the sub there. Thank you again, everybody, for coming out on Saturday. Appreciate it, and we will see you next week.